Hi y'all, it's me, Anna E, and I'm going to show you what was in my 7th Trunk Club shipment. This time I asked my stylist for just accessories and shoes and bags, things like that, because I am on a Be Gone Walrus Body initiative, hook thing, so I'm not going to buy any clothes until my body settles down into a weight that I'm comfortable with, which will probably take about 3 months-ish based on my my goals here. So fingers crossed, when fall comes around, we'll be able to get back into the clothing trunk clubs. But right now, I'm really enjoying the accessories and the bags shipments. So she put a lot of stuff in my preview, like a lot of stuff in my preview, and I rejected probably about 40% of it. A couple of things I said, ooh, I really love that shape. Does it come in another color? And she sent me, for example, first item, this bag turned up in my preview, and I really loved the shape, but I wasn't so sure about the color. It looked a lot more gray and deep. Gray and deep in the preview. So I asked her, does it come in other colors? And so she sent me the 2 other colors that it comes in as well. She sent me the same bag in a different color, and then the same style bag, just the smaller version in a 3rd color. So we'll talk about this one in depth, and then we'll just look at the other 2. So this guy has got zipper pulls that come down on either side. Right, so he's got zippers that come down and sort of change the shape of the bag and give you a little more room on the inside. Things I love about this bag, this fun little clasp where you have to squeeze the bits to get it to open. I really love that the top handles have their own little hold together thing. This shoulder strap seems pretty long. I don't think it's going to be long enough for crossbody. It might be on a smaller person, but it definitely doesn't work for me. But I like that it has all of those options. Things that I don't like about the bag are mostly the inside. This is a designer I'd actually never heard of, but that doesn't mean anything because I'm not really into the higher end designer kinds of things. I don't know that I'm really into designers in general. I like stuff that feels great. I like stuff that is solid in construction. I like things that have like reinforced stitching and all the kinds of things that are usually associated with the brands. You know, like designer brands or even like sub-designer brands. I don't know what the difference is. Like, what's the difference between Marc Jacobs and Coach? Marc Jacobs and Coach and like, I don't know, Prada and Gucci. It's like, I don't know if it's just the name or what, but whatever. It's a whole nother video subject. This guy is called Philip. I think it's Philip Gem. It's either Philip Gem or Philip Tim. I'm not really sure. That might actually be the name of the bag. I don't know. But it feels really good. It is a solid construction. It's got beautiful, like triple enforced stitching. The buckles in with screws. It feels really, really good. And if the inside had been different, I really would have thought about keeping it, even though it is bazillions of dollars worth of bag. So inside is just a giant cavern and a single zippy pocket that's kind of loosey-goosey. So I don't like this because it won't work for me. I don't like digging around for stuff. I keep a lot of stuff in my bag. So this wouldn't work for me. I need at least 2 extra internal pockets to hold like my cell phone or, you know, the lip gloss or, you know, whatever. This just wouldn't work for me. It's not practical. And it's not big enough either. When I saw it in the preview, I thought that is going to be a great bag to carry around to work. I can put my laptop in it, my MacBook. I can, you know, put a notebook in there and use it as a briefcase, really. I thought it was going to be that big, and it's just not. And had it been, you know, several inches larger, I would have really considered keeping it because it is, as a work bag, it is a beautifully constructed, gorgeous, unique, but classic, you know, a take on a classic shape and whatever. So I definitely would have thought about it. So I may ask her, my stylist, if there is such a thing as a larger version of this and just see just how expensive that is, and go from there because I really kind of like the blue. It's muted, but it's not dull. She sent me the same bag in white, and I'm kind of bummed about this because I was hoping it was going to be a nice crispy summer white, and it's not. It's kind of a dove gray wintry color. Now it's pretty. It's really pretty, but it's just not quite right. But it's exactly the same bag as the blue one, so I'm not going to unpack it or anything. But also, you know, it's really pretty. It's really pretty. It's just I was hoping for it to be crispy white. Then she sent me this version, which is the miniature version of that bag, and in this really bright, fun yellow. And I like this better every time I look at it. When I first saw it, it seemed really kind of neon-y, but now it's just canary. So maybe if I keep looking at it, it'll dull down even more. But it's the same shape, it's the same zips to extend and give it a little extra oomph on the inside or whatever. And if I carried tiny bags, I'd really think about this because it's darling. But my body is a little bigger, and you know, like my frame is wider. Like I have wide hips and wide shoulders, so I'm supposed to be carrying bags that are proportionate to my shape, and this one just isn't. But it's so cute, and I do love the color. As a fun little bag, I love the color. I don't know that I would like it in the yellow color in the larger version, but that's precious. I am saving the last bag she sent me for the last thing to show you because it's my favorite. So we're gonna wait on that. Okay, so next we move into the jewelry. She sent me several things in my preview of jewelry, and I rejected probably about 5 of them and only kept in 2. I am absolutely keeping this one. It is a Kate Spade pendant. It is a solid rose, I keep saying solid rose gold. It's not solid, it's plated. I said that wrong in the last video when I was talking about jewelry, and somebody commented about like, I hate to break it to you, but it's like, no, I know it's not solid. If it was solid, it would be several thousands of dollars. And it wouldn't be practical either because rose gold is super soft and whatever else. Point is, it's plated. It's plated gold. I believe this one is 14 karat. It's, I don't know. It's not marked. I don't know. It said in the thing. Anyway, it's a rose gold either look or plated. It's just a simple disc with a little sparkly glass or plasticky. It's not a swashky. It's not crystally. It's probably just glass or clear. So on the back it says "Stop and smell the roses," which I think is hilarious because it's rose gold. Right. So I'm definitely keeping that because I think it's sweet. I think it's charming. It's probably, you know, on the classic side. This is something that isn't going to go out like, you know, chunky necklaces. Like this probably isn't going to work in a couple of years. It's probably going to be completely, hi, don't scratch. Right, so I'm going to keep this. I love this. I think it's sweet and charming, and I think it will carry on in style, you know, on trend for a while. These were also in my preview, and in the preview they look like they'd be a little smaller, but these are enormous. I love the style. I think they're super sweet. They are rose gold, and they have some sort of like a mother of pearl looking something center in. It seems to be locked in. It doesn't seem to be like made into it, but that doesn't make sense. Point is, I like them in principle. I like them in style. I just wish they were half the size, about 50% smaller, and then they would be great. I would have kept them. But they are Kendra Scott dangly something earrings. They are 65, and I think they would work really well on somebody who can carry that off. I cannot pull that off, but I do think they're lovely, and they would probably work very well on people who can do that sort of thing. I'm not that cool, so. Then we have these shoes. I'm not going to pronounce this because I will pronounce it incorrectly, but it's this guy right here. These were in my preview, and I did not realize they were black. In the preview, they looked kind of navy, which is weird, but they have a solid black heel cap thing at the back, and then the pointy toe box, which is very, very soft. It feels almost like a micro suede, but it's got like a snaky dot print thing on it. It's definitely print. It's not real snake skin. It also has the little brass tacks at the toe for slip preventative things. I love this style for summer. It's open, but it's still formal enough to wear into like a casual work environment. I think these would look really cute with just about everything except that they're black, so they're going back. So this next bag, my last bag, the last thing I have to show you, the thing that I am most excited about, was in my preview in a different color, and I said, oh, pretty stylist, pretty perfect, wonderful trunk club stylist person, does this come in yellow? Because it would be perfection for games, for football games, and it does. It's a nice mustardy yellow, so it's not like a bright punch-in-the-nose lemonade kind of color. The only thing that I am not terribly fond of is the fringe, but I have plans for that. So, what I love about this bag, so the color is great. The strap is perfectly long enough to do a crossbody. It is proportionate to my body shape, which is weird saying that because it looks enormous when I hold it up. but it's good for my body shape. Normally, the crossbody bags that I found that are workable-ish for games are those thin envelope style bags, and they're usually pretty skinny and small and hold like your phone and your key and a credit card, and that's about it. And I really need something bigger to hold like the vlogging camera, the phone, the keys, the whatever, the hoo-ha, you know, all the things, the pepper spray, because you're rolling downtown Atlanta, things like that. So this is the perfect shape and the perfect size. It's still very low profile, so it'll hug my body, and I'll feel really comfortable wearing that on my hip or at my back. The other thing I really love about it is on the back, it's got a zipper pocket that is just big enough to hold cash and your cell phone. Love it! It also has an additional pocket on the back of that, which isn't zipped, but it's got a tiny little holder right back here that you can throw in probably a key and maybe a credit card. I don't know, but it's perfection. This bag is so beautifully designed. It's like they knew what I needed for football games and they gave it to me. So inside is this bright yellow suede, and it is a 3-pocket system. So there are 2 main compartments here. One that's a little narrow, same depth but narrow, and then the big pocket in the big main pocket here, and it has a zippered pocket at the back, inside the bag. I cannot express to you how beautiful this bag feels, how great it looks, how perfectly proportioned it is. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is the fringe, but my plan for the fringe, so interestingly, it's got, some of the fringe ends have little tiny tacks at the end, which give it a nice sort of really finished look to it. But what I plan to do is I will either braid the fringe, like so, braid it all the way down and then tie it off here, or I will cut the fringe so it's, you know, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Just so it's not all over the place, because that's the only thing I really don't like about it. I'm going to feel really safe walking around the stadium in this, because my phone and my cash will be in the back pocket close to my body, which means it'll be pretty impossible for somebody to like grab it and run. I feel like, not that I ever worry about, you know, I don't really worry about that at my stadium, but going to other sporting events, like my college stadium, I don't really worry about that kind of thing because it's a good crowd there. But walking from the stadium to my car, I get a little nervous. So that'll feel really good and really comfortable, and I'll feel very confident about having that right with me. So it is going to be the most expensive bag I've ever purchased, but I also feel like I'm in a position in my life and in my finances that I can do that, and that's okay. Every once in a while, I can make a ridiculously expensive purchase, and for me, I feel like this bag is ridiculously expensive. But I also know how long I've been looking for a yellow crossbody bag that was big enough but low profile to be able to wear to sporting events, you know, and potentially to state parks when I'm not hiking, or in the golf cart, or whatever, things like that. Antiquing even, when I don't want to carry a bag on my elbow. This would be great for that. I love this bag so much, so I'm really excited about it. I cannot wait to start rocking it. It's just, you know, it'll transition really well from summer to fall, so love you so much. So that was what was in my 7th trunk. I am super pumped. I am really looking forward to my next trunk of accessories and handbags. I'm gonna keep doing that probably until my September trunk. Like I said, when my Be Gone Walrus Body initiative gets going and gets rolling and my body settles down into a size where I'm comfortable, then I'll start buying clothes again. But right now I don't see the point. I have enough that fit me now and that will fit me while I'm losing, and then I have some things, I have goal things that I used to be able to fit in that I can't right now. That's my goal. I want to be able to fit in stuff like the stuff that I used to be able to wear. So the next couple of trunks will be all handbags and accessories and shoes, which is a lot of fun because those never fail, they always fit. Right, so that's all I think I have. Remus has settled into the trunk club box, and we're all good and happy. This is also my vlogging channel, so please like and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. This is my 2nd time doing this because I didn't turn the mic on again. Oh, his hair is a mess. Don't. Nope. All right. Delightful to have you join me. Please don't jump in the box with all the bags. Please. There's leather down in there. Your little claws will scratch it. I can't reach because you're on me, and we're running out of time. He's now in the box. I'm going to go ahead and apologize for any rustling of tissue paper you may hear. I saved the bags, though. That's what's important. Where was I? I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Bless you. Slipping again. It's the hard part about the filming. My knees in the shot with my shorts.